I never thought I'd be making a video like this. My name is Jane Ponder, and 6 months ago I had it all: a successful career in financial consulting, a beautiful home in the suburbs of Boston, and what I thought was a happy marriage of 23 years. Today, I'm here to tell you how my husband, Carl, orchestrated the perfect disappearing act, taking with him everything we'd built together. The warning signs were there, but you know what they say about hindsight. I'm sharing my story not just for closure, but to warn others who might see themselves in my situation. Because trust me, if it could happen to me, a financial consultant with 2 decades of experience, it could happen to anyone. Carl and I met at Boston University in 1998. He was studying international business, and I was finishing my MBA. We were the power couple everyone envied, both ambitious, both career-driven. By 2020, we had a net worth of just over $3.2 million. Our retirement plan was set: sell our consulting firm by 2025, buy a villa in Portugal, and live out our golden years in European luxury. Looking back, the changes started about a year ago. Carl began taking more international business trips than usual. He'd always travelled for work, but this was different. 2 weeks in Singapore, 3 weeks in Dubai, a month in Switzerland. Each time he'd come back distracted, distant. His explanations were always perfect, too perfect. New clients, expanding markets, complicated deals that needed his personal attention. I'm ashamed to admit it now, but I was so focused on our exit strategy from the firm that I missed what was happening right under my nose. February 15th, 2024. That's the day everything fell apart. I was in New York for a client meeting when my bank called. Multiple large transfers had been initiated from our joint accounts. When I tried to reach Carl, his phone was disconnected. By the time I got home that evening, he was gone. He'd liquidated everything: our retirement accounts, investment portfolios, even took out a second mortgage on our house using forged signatures. The total amount? $2.8 million, but that wasn't even the worst part. As I dug deeper, I discovered Carl had been living multiple lives. There was another house in Vancouver under an alias, business ventures in Singapore I'd never known about, and most devastating of all, a second family in Switzerland. Private investigator. In my 20 years of working these cases, I've never seen someone plan an exit this thoroughly. This took years of preparation. I refused to be just another victim. With the help of my PI and a team of international lawyers, I began tracking Carl's movements. Every shell company, every fake passport, every digital footprint, I was determined to uncover it all. What we found was staggering. Carl hadn't just stolen our money. He'd been systematically moving assets through a complex network of offshore accounts for at least 5 years. He had safe houses set up in 3 countries, new identities prepared. He'd even undergone minor cosmetic surgery to alter his appearance. During my search, I discovered I wasn't alone. There was an entire network of women and men who'd been victims of similar schemes. We began sharing information, pooling resources. What emerged was a pattern of sophisticated financial fraud spanning multiple continents. First victim. When I saw Jane's story, it was like looking in a mirror. The same methods, the same excuses, even the same countries involved. Second victim. Together, we're stronger. We've helped authorities identify over 30 cases with similar patterns. There was a moment, about 3 months into the investigation, when I had to make a choice. I could either let this destroy me, or I could use it to fuel something bigger than myself. That's when I decided to go public with my story. The media attention helped. Tips started coming in from around the world. People recognized Carl's patterns, his aliases. We began closing in. As of today, Carl is still at large, but we've managed to freeze over $1.2 million in assets across 6 countries. The FBI has opened an international fraud investigation, and most importantly, I've found my voice again. I now spend my time helping others protect themselves from similar schemes. I've testified before Congress about strengthening financial fraud protections. And I'm working with banking institutions to implement better security measures for joint accounts. People often ask if I'm angry. Of course I am, but I'm also grateful in a strange way. This experience showed me my own strength. It connected me with incredible people who've become my support system, and it gave me a new purpose. To date, our network has helped recover over $5 million in stolen assets for victims like me. We've assisted in the arrest of 3 international fraudsters using similar methods, and we're just getting started. So, yes, Carl took my money, he took my trust, he took the future we'd planned, but he didn't take my spirit, and he certainly didn't take my voice. To anyone out there who's going through something similar, you're not alone, and it's never too late to fight back. If you need help or have information about similar cases, visit our website or contact the FBI's International Fraud Division. Remember, the best defense against fraud is awareness and community.